The goal for this week is to really get the ball rolling with some coding. Ideally, I want to have at least the user module and ideally maybe the authentication module as well done by the end of this week. I'm not sure this is realistic, but this is the beginning for me with the new technology, so I'm really figuring out as I go. And if I don't try, I will never know. I think I'm gonna start with the users module because I wanna have a connection with the database and make sure that I'm able to create users, update users, because I think that's the basic feature of the app. And then I'm gonna build on top of it. The second part I'm gonna develop is the authentication module. That includes the sign up, login, log out, and all the authentication part. And I'm gonna do that as a second step because that module, the authentication module, is gonna reuse the same service, the same repository that the users module uses. So the connection to the database is gonna be centralized in the users module, and that's what the auth module is gonna reuse. So that's why I'm gonna do the users first and the authentication later. If I'm able to do this by the end of this week, then next week I'm gonna start at least documenting myself and then probably coding some feature for the actual scheduler part, which is creating posts, uploading media, and doing the actual scheduling of the post. And I also have to figure out how to connect all the social media accounts to each user. So that is something I'm gonna start doing next week. For now, I think I'm gonna enjoy the Sunday and probably get started tomorrow morning, Monday morning, and let's see how it goes. So it's 7:24 in the morning. I started early this morning since ladies are still in the bed and I have a little time. So I started prompting ChatGPT with creating all the different layers of the code to get started with. I prompted to start with coding this with a solid principle, and it spit out already like a very solid architecture for the code. And it has done like a great job already in dividing the code into controllers, modules, repositories, and it looks like already great to me as far as I can tell. It's recommended to get started with authentication, like implementing the JWT token, user registration, token revocation, and user management. There's a bunch of code here that looks already like working for me. And next step would be adding refresh token revocation, security, and email verification. But as I said, I think I want to start with the user module and functionality because I want to make sure that I'm able to create a database and interact with it, like creating a user, updating a user, deleting a user. And then I think I'm gonna start with the authentication module, but this is what it recommended and it looks great to me, but I'll now ask it to do the same for the user module. This thing is great, like it's already spit out 80% of my code, and I have this internal debate if AI is really better or worse. On one side, it makes me a really better dev because like really in 5 minutes I've been able to at least jot down 80% of the code. And on the other side, it makes me a very lazy dev, meaning I don't even need to learn TypeScript. I don't even need to know TypeScript. These AI tools generate the code for you like in no time. So you technically don't even need to know the language you want to code in. On one side, this is great because, as I said before, like speed is like 10x probably. But on the other side, I'm not sure I'm really learning what I'm doing. I wanted to learn TypeScript because I want to be able to like piece together and understand what's going on under the covers. That's my approach with everything. But I just realized it's not really needed. It's I'll just copy paste this code, and maybe this is something that still senior devs will be need. This is still a reason why senior devs will still be needed because I'm not sure. First of all, you have to be able to tell ChatGPT what you want and how you want it, but also if there is anything that's missing or needs to be pieced together. I think someone with no experience will have like a harder time in fixing or putting in everything together. Depending on how busy my mornings are, sometimes I switch the workout sessions to the lunch break, and this is just one of those days. So after just the first day of coding, I feel I've already made incredible progress. In just a few hours, 3, maybe 4, that I've been able to work on this today, I've been able to code already the entire users layer. So I'm able to add and remove and update users in the database. And the authentication part is mostly done already. I'm able to sign up a new user, sign in a new user, and authentication been implemented with the JSON Web Token. It took me a little bit longer than expected because like it's a new thing and I had to investigate a little bit more. But ChatGPT and Copilot together, you speed through coding like in a breeze. So I've been able to do most of the authentication already. The thing I still have left is token refresh and token invalidation on logout, but for the most part it's done. I think I'm gonna stop it here for today and probably resume this tomorrow. I thought it would take me like 1 week to do all of these, but it took me 1 day thanks to AI, and I'm really excited. Probably tomorrow I'm gonna wrap up this authentication part, token refresh and logout, and then I'm already done for the week. Yeah, it does work. Email verified. Wow. Yep. Seems like it's working. Yesterday was a very productive night, and today as well. Today I've been able to implement, to basically finish the auth module. Logout is done, token refresh is done, and I added email verification. That is something I thought I would add later, but since I had time and I was like ahead of time, I thought I would implement it now and call it. So I'm glad it works. I just tested it. On one side it feels challenging because I've always been used to consume these services from a front-end perspective, like logging in, logging out, using a refresh token or an access token. Now I'm seeing from a different perspective, which is like providing these services to a front-end user, and I'm learning a lot, and this is interesting, definitely. It is also a little challenging because it requires me to learn, and that's what I like. But on the other side, once again, like using AI is a game changer. I'm asking ChatGPT. I have this like dual window with ChatGPT on the side, and I'm asking like as I go every problem I find, everything that doesn't work, or I ask ChatGPT to generate entire pieces of code based on the prompt I give, and then refine them with Copilot, and it takes me like minutes to implement features that I've never ever implemented in my life before in a language that I'm learning on the go. This is incredible. This is really a game changer. So this is the real reason why you should never blindly trust AI. I asked ChatGPT to create the entities for posts and media, which should represent media that users upload, and posts should represent the posts that users can create and schedule. So of course they have relationships in between the two, right? Posts should have a one-to-many relationship with media, but ChatGPT also created a one-to-many relationship from media to posts. And I questioned that with this prompt: are you sure I need many-to-one relationship with users and posts? Maybe for user, but I don't think that post is necessary. And in fact, this is his response. This is ChatGPT's response. It tells me that many-to-one relationship from media to from user to media is needed because, of course, you have to know which user has which media. But in terms of media should have relationship with post, that is not necessary. And especially, I found out this to be an issue when uploading a media. When I upload a media, if there is a many-to-one relationship with posts, I need to already have a post to attach the media to. And that will create a problem because that is not the flow that I want to implement. The flow that I want to implement is I want to give the users the ability to upload media and then create a post and attach those media. So I want the ability to have media available without having to be necessarily tied to an already existing post, if that makes sense. I made a little long, but that is how I want to do it. So I'm gonna remove this relationship from media to posts, and then that should be it. At the end of this flow, I will need to perform like a lot of tests, and maybe I will start implementing unit tests as well, because there are a lot of edge cases that I am not considering. I'm always following the happy path for now, because I just want to put code down. But then once this is closed, I wanna start implementing heavily unit tests. So I just finished my Sunday morning routine, which is as soon as I wake up, I go for a very long run. Very long. I mean, for me, it's a long run. I usually do 12 kilometers. This morning I did 12 kilometers in 1 hour. Pretty good time. That's my Sunday morning routine, and I usually do it with listening to a podcast. I usually listen either Bigger Pockets, which is real estate oriented podcast, or David Huberman. One day I'll maybe talk a little bit more about my journey into real estate investment, how I started, how I got started, how it's going, and what are my plans for the future. For now, I still try to keep it simple, like try to be repetitive. Boring and repetitive is effective. So this is what I do Sundays. Morning run. Now I'm gonna go have breakfast with my family, and probably I'm gonna take off for the rest of the day. We're gonna seriously? I'm gonna take my family for a Sunday walk, Sunday stroll somewhere, and then at night I wrap up the week. I'm pretty happy with the progress I made this week. Yesterday I was able to finish the file upload part, so now I'm able to upload media on my backend and not have them tied to a post, which is what I wanted. And then I will finish probably creating the other endpoints to fetch the images or media and delete them. And then lastly, what I have left to do is create the same endpoints for the posts. So create a post, edit a post, fetch the posts, and delete the posts. And that should be pretty much it. I'm gonna spend a lot of time testing it, and then I think I can wrap it up. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna start thinking about the front-end development. I'm gonna start probably with the iOS development since I'm more familiar with it. And then when it's time to cross-develop on Android and web, I think I'm gonna start the same journey of learning front-end development with a different tool. I'm thinking Lynx or React Native to develop on Android and web. But we'll see. It's early. So now let me finish this, and later today I'm gonna wrap up the week and do the final video. So unfortunately yesterday there was internet outage in the area, and that kept me from finishing the media upload part of the app. I would have liked to, since I was speeding very fast through the week, but I wasn't able to. I would have liked to finish the delete and fetch part, and I'm probably gonna do that next week. I would have liked to finish this week, but that wasn't possible because of the outage. But anyways, I'm extremely happy with my progress. I thought it would take me much more to do this part, and instead I was also able to finish the media upload and at least get it started. So I'm really happy with where I got. And I think in this coming week, I'll be able to finish for sure the fetch and delete media, and then I'll probably start the post, which at this point I may hopefully be able to. And if that happens, that means that in 3 weeks, I have been able to develop the entire backend of this app. And I consider that a great success, because that's the first time I do something like that in a language that I'm learning as I go. I never developed in TypeScript in my entire life, so this is my first time that I use this language and I develop backend. So I'm extremely happy, and also consider it took me 3 weeks working like in the extra time that I have from my full-time job and from my family time. So that is extremely satisfying to me.